Here we are. It's dark outside. And there are birds everywhere.
It's lucky for Sheriff Breaker and Barry that this isn't a Capcom game, because they would be pretty fucked right now.
Look at that quality. Actually looks pretty good for a change.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
At least until the camera starts swinging around.
Do you reset your recording options, or...?
I didn't do anything different. Huh. Just arbitrarily decide, hey, okay. If you're wondering why I forgot, you have to shoot the board, not the chains.
Because that makes a ton of sense.
Because it's like, you would think shooting the chains would also be acceptable, but apparently not.
And I'm pretty sure shooting a chain isn't going to break it. Unless it's a really small chain.
Shooting a train... shooting a train. Shooting a chain several times, however.
I wondered when you were going to shoot that gas.
Didn't even do anything to the big guy.
No, it didn't. Sadly enough.
That's why I was like, oh, huh.
Well, time to employ the Joestar family secret technique.
Yep. I'm kind of tempted to plug my DualShock 4 into the PC and see how much, if it's nicer to use.
I really don't like the DualShock 4. It's just... It feels weird to hold, and I have to stretch my thumbs to reach the sticks. It gets uncomfortable to use after a while.
It's no DualShock 2, but...
Correct.
Loading up. Man, I would be terrible at this. They'd be like, look at all these boxes. Which of the boxes has stuff in it and which don't? I can't tell. None of those boxes really look different from the others.
And here's a new song from a band that they always remind me of our local rock legends, the Old Gods. I couldn't tell you why. I guess it's just one of those things. Anyway, here's Poets in the Fall and their latest single.
It could be that the fact that they play music that sounds similar.
You know, I did not know the first time I played this game that Poets of the Fall is actually a real band that does real music.
Are they?
Yes.
Huh. Like, it's just one of those things. Rude.
It's probably another reason this game got delisted from Steam. I bet the license for the Poets of the Fall song expired too.
Most likely. Why is there so many dudes? Why are there so many big dudes? That's my question.
I don't know, but now I got a different Poets of the Fall song stuck in my head.
Cinematic flare lighting.
What the hell?
Yeah, no, rude, right?
This dude needs to chill the fuck out.
Like, one of the 2 or 3 times I actually lose... Well, not lose. can't really lose this game. Just send you back to the last checkpoint.
One of the few times you've died.
Yes.
They always remind me of our local rock.
Get thee to fuck. Except for that milk crate that hit me. I think I've died a total of 3 times. 2 of which are me falling to my death, so I don't really count that. It's like... This sort of music is not my jam.
I'm a fan of... Well, I like the songs that I've heard of Poets of the Fall. I was going to say I'm a fan of the band, but, you know, I really haven't listened to all that much of their stuff. But it is kind of my thing. That was close.
I don't even think those actually do damage to Alan if he's close to him. I've never tried.
I dare you to just walk up to one and shoot it point blank.
I've never really been good with deliberate death in video games.
I do it once in a while just to be silly.
Hell, picking the evil option in a game is also incredibly difficult.
Right? It's like playing Mass Effect in certain situations. It's hard to be evil dickhead Shepard. I mean, renegade options in general are typically not that bad, but there are just some instances where it's like, okay, only an asshole, an idiot, or an idiotic asshole would actually make this choice.
Most of the time when those options come up, like, I think about maybe doing it, but then I'm like, that's mean. Like, that's my logic right there, is that's mean. Which is enough for me. Who wants to deliberately be mean? It doesn't matter if these characters aren't real. Like, I don't want to be mean.
It does remind me of something. I learned recently, like, if you don't recruit Garrus Vicarian in the first Mass Effect game, he's still Archangel in the second game, and you still recruit him. Like, Shepard recognizes him when they meet on Omega, and is not really all that happy to see him. It's just like, Garrus Vicarian? What the fuck are you doing here? But if you don't recruit Rex, he doesn't appear in the rest of the series. Like, he's gone. He is no longer a character in the plot.
Probably dead.
More than likely, yeah, now that you mention it.
And in not having Rex there, you automatically get a shittier ending.
Indeed.
You basically consign the Krogan to death.
I mean, it's possible to still cure the genophage and not have the Krogan, like, turn on the galaxy if Bakara is alive, but if she dies to cure the genophage, then you're pretty well screwed. You're better off having Mordin sabotage it.
Like, who wants to do that? Who wants to deliberately be mean and make shitty choices? That's the problem with choose-your-own-adventure games, or illusion of choice games, is all the choices that you are given are like, save the orphanage or literally burn down the orphanage.
The Witcher games seem to do it a lot better. Like, the choices have a lot more subtlety and nuance to them. It's not just save the orphanage or burn the orphanage, it's like...
Start the fire yourself, but also save the children instead.
Start the fire yourself and save the children, or just save the children, but then the orphanage is taken over by, like, Darkspawn or some shit.
So your choices are still have consequence, but, like, kind of unrelated.
It's like, it's difficult to foresee the consequences that your choices can have in the Witcher games.
Other than the fact, like, hey, you're helping this guy, so this dude's probably gonna do stuff.
Yes, but Events can play out a lot differently depending on what you do precisely.
Three men enter, one man leaves.
My money's on the guy with the flare gun.
Everybody's armed.
That guy went out with a bang.
I'm still here, surprise! Like, it's clearly there to do an environmental kill, but by the time you can really push anybody back, they're dead.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not like you can shove people in this game.
They can, however, shove you. Okay, let's use the thing. Whatever that's called.
What the fuck?
Not the cherry picker. Cherry picker is different. What are those little lifts called?
I think it's just a maintenance lift. Why is there like a recliner up here?
I mean, you saw the beer cans and stuff.
True.
There's somebody sitting and watching the power plant, I guess. Or it's Cynthia Weaver coming out here to get crunk. During the daytime, anyway. You should never go out in the dark, young man.
Indeed.
Lieutenant William T.G. Randall Memorial Bridge. This bridge has been designated as a memorial in honor and in recognition of Lieutenant William T.G. Randall, 1919 to 1981, a World War II POW and recipient of the Distinguished Service Cross. He died of injuries received during his successful rescue of 2 children from a burning car, crashed at this location.
You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
That would suck. Pulling somebody from a burning car right next to a bridge. A bridge that is over water.
I couldn't get across until I found a way to turn the bridge.
I feel like that's kind of like a bitch way to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally all somebody needed was a lot of buckets.
Well, I mean, unless the car was like right on the water's edge, it makes sense.
Alternatively, as long as if the car crashed and presumably the brakes were fucked, you could just push the car into the river. Surprise, no more burning car. Kids would be able to get out just fine.
Assuming they didn't drown or die from the impact.
I don't know, it kind of depends. I'm trying to tell if there's any spot you could just kind of roll it down to the river.
I don't see anything obvious on this side. Are you gonna...
I was like, the fog is coming. That means something's gonna happen.
Honestly, you should just wait on this end of the bridge.
Well, the birds still do come at me, so can't just stand there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like you can really dodge them anyway. And now that the bridge is turned, you're going back the way you came.
Yeah, I know. Fuck off. Get the flock out of here.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
Flock off, Featherface.
Thank you, Daxter.
No, that was Dante.
Huh?
That was Dante. And also later Bayonetta.
Oh. They made the same joke in Jak. The Jak games, repeatedly.
Okay, you guys do that. I'm gonna go watch TV. For real, I'm gonna watch TV. Wake, what the hell are you doing in there? Nothing.
Men dreaming of being butterflies, or butterflies that dream of being men.
God, that light's bright.
Yeah, it is. Ugh.
Past Alex, I know you did this deliberately. Probably.
At least you're not, like,
Looking right at it.
that or pointing the heavy-duty lantern directly at the camera.
Oh, this episode, yeah, I feel this episode a lot.
What did you want to show me? Lydia, thank God you're here. Please, it's in the basement.
I still want to know who they got to act out these little bits.
Random people off the street? I don't know.
Their moms?
Oh, that's amazing. Isn't it just? I found it here this morning. It's like it isn't there, but oh, I can't look straight at it.
Yes. I'm sorry.
How did you get here?
Oh, it's the bridge.
Yeah, slowly grinding and shaking everything.
To be more precise, I know everything here but
Really? But what is it?
I guess the temptation is to
You said hole.
it's really an absence.
It looks like the wormhole from Sliders.
Martha's basement?
Yes, it was doing so well, too. I came up with 2 old ladies and put something really weird in the basement. It was a great start. Completely blocked now. I can't imagine what I was up to.
Yeah, I had this problem with the last novella I was working on.
I was gonna say, I feel this.
Why did you call your friend here then?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Couldn't you just ignore it?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. It would probably turn into a plot hole. Might be one already. Could sink the whole enterprise.
Oh my.
Listen,
There's a hole in the plot big enough to drive a Mack truck through.
listen, and you're just not helping. You should just go back downstairs for a cup of coffee while I try to figure out what I'm up to.
If you think that's best.
I do think that's best.
Maybe I should just stop here. Is that too moronic?
Is that too moronic? Indeed. Who can tell? It's a fine line between the stupid and the sublime. I'm sorry.
Finally, an episode that everybody creative can relate to.
Yeah.
That was me when I watched it for the very first time. I'm like, I'm feeling personally attacked.
I've said more than once that I find this game's plot intriguing as a writer. Like, I love what they did with it in general.
That's why, like, most people will tell you, don't start a project based on a whim. Because you'll burn out pretty quick.
I've had a few successful projects, bleh,
Started on a whim.
start on a whim, yeah.
Like, most of the stuff I do that I start on a whim, usually I'll burn out on it just because there's really not much I can do with it ultimately. Or it's an idea that requires abilities outside my area of expertise. Which is a lot of things, to be honest. How about not?
The Other Side was started on a whim 14 years ago.
Well, I mean, a lot of the little plot, some of the plot things that became important were also entirely on a whim.
Yeah.
Like Zarya's existence in general.
Yes, that was just a complete and total...
Me making a joke of like, what if you turned him into a girl too?
Yeah, basically.
And then Matt took me seriously. This was like, we're already here. Why not?
I did the same thing to Mr. Death regarding the Dresden game that we were running in the Fate system.
Before you continue, did that arrow not look like it was pointing up and to the left?
Kind of.
Which is why I was like, okay, wait a minute. I sat there kind of irritated about, like, yeah, the arrow's not even pointing in the right direction. The fuck? Anyway, continue.
I was going to say, we did some silly side game with my character through magical circumstance having this hyper-realistic dream about being gender flipped. But Mike was joking about turning it into a hard-boiled detective novel kind of thing, and then I wrote a 30,000-word novella about that.
Hey, but on the plus side, you have more drive and motivation than I do. Guys, could you not?
And I've written 30,000 words of a second one. Yeah, that whole writer's block thing, that's a real
I recognize
thing.
the logo on the power plants.
Like, I have a lot of ideas, and most of them are pretty good, I think, but
Signifying hidden caches.
it's the lack of motivation, ultimately, that kills all the stuff I do.
I do have that problem now and again.
I think this show is probably the one thing I've committed to the longest. Mostly because it's much easier to do than writing.
There is that.
All I have to do is sit and play video games.
Yeah, as long as the fucking Elgato works.
Miss Weaver, Cynthia, I'm a friend.
I'm not burning in the light.
You knew Zane, Thomas Zane. You're the Lady of the Light in the song. You can help me.
I mean, you would think standing there in light, not
Young man, I've been waiting a very long
not
time
spewing out
for
darkness as it burns away from you.
It's in the well-lit room.
Excuse me?
What you'll need to drive the darkness back. The lit room is at the dam. I built the room to keep it safe.
Will it help me find Alice? Will it get me back to the cabin? Fine, let's go.
I'm kind of wondering, like, how was she allowed to live in the power plant?
I don't know.
Actually, no, didn't Sheriff Breaker say it was, like, decommissioned or something?
Possibly.
Old water pipe. Something was damaged at the transformer yard. Oh, reserve power. Without it, the pipe will go dark.
I mean, to be honest, it doesn't sound so bad.
Let me guess. You want me to...
Yeah.
I'd live in a power plant.
It's like all those sort of industrial-ish apartments you see people with on movies, or on TV and in movies. And it's like, you wonder how the hell they managed to score this place? Because on paper it's a dump, but it actually looks pretty sweet.
Like living in an abandoned missile silo.
Like living in an abandoned missile silo.
I mean, granted, power plant has way more space than I know what to do with.
Ow.
It'd be great if I wanted to just walk around, I suppose. Have somebody take out all the electrical related equipment and, like, put something in there? I don't know.
Weaver had sent me to cut the power to the transformer yard. I was willing to do grunt work for her to get her to help me. I hope.
So, I mean, she's only really using, like, one small room.
She had been living this insanity for decades.
Small being a relative term here.
Yeah.
It was a room a little bit bigger than a studio apartment.
I could see the kill switch that would
Why is the kill switch way the fuck over there?
Now I had to find a way to
I
reach
don't
it.
know.
A lot of questions about this. Like, okay, well, we've got floodgates that we can open and close, but you have to have them closed in order to get to the kill switch.
Puzzle game logic.
Like, I mean, really.
What have I said about applying real-world logic to video games and God-killing cat girls?
Yeah, but this is a game based on realism. Well, a lot of realism, rather.
Yeah, but they had to have some weird puzzle bullshit.
Because, like, at the very least, there would be more doors like that and some stairs that lead to it.
At least Alan calls them out on it.
I was like, oh shit, I forgot. There was that split-second moment where I stood there and like, oh, that's right, don't these things move? Like, they're not moving yet. Probably still have time. There's the other weird, like, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there should be some stairs right there. And a door.
There should be. Like, maybe the Dark Presence had something to do with it.
Also, using the kill switch probably shouldn't do that.
No, probably not.
They would just stay closed, because that's the position they were left in. No. Do not.
Wait a minute, when did you switch back to the heavy-duty lantern?
I got it inside the power plant.
Oh, right, okay. I hear a chainsaw.
That would be the thing I would definitely not want to hear.
It's chainsaw time!
Because, like, would the chainsaw do what a regular chainsaw does, even though it's a darkness chainsaw?
You see what I mean about pointing that thing straight at straight at the camera?
Get thee to fuck. Also, you guys, get out of here. Anyway, so I mean, like, living in a decommissioned power plant would be great for, you know, having people over, I suppose.
I mean, you're never gonna lack space in a sleepover.
That, and apparently they let her keep the trucks.
This way, young man. Follow me. The pipe's empty now. We're ready to go.
I said, young man.
This way. We need to go. I knew them both, Tom and Barbara. I had such a crush on him. Such a beautiful man. I was jealous.
You can admit it.
There was a part of me that was maybe a little glad when she had the accident. And then Tom started writing and woke the darkness up. He tried to bring him back, but you can't do that. There are no free rides like that.
I'm starting to realize that.
Well, less starting, more like I do realize that.
Perhaps you're a smarter man than Tom was. Which looked like her, but it wasn't. Barbara was sweet. He didn't understand until it was too late. He tried to undo it, wrote himself, her, everything he'd ever written out of the world.
And that worked out fine,
He
apparently.
was so famous. And afterward, no one knew. Oh, Tom. He left only one thing behind in case it happened again. Insurance. He trusted me. Or knew I couldn't refuse it. I couldn't let it in. It's been waiting for you. We are characters trapped in a
trying to figure out how that works. There's no free rides, but you can write yourself out of existence just fine.
She'll twist the story to her
But
own.
you can't write things
How do you know all
back
this?
into existence.
That's the way he wrote it. He still talks to me.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
I think more the point is Zane didn't really realize until it was too late that it was possible to use the power like that, but doing it just empowered the dark presence. Like, if you're going to use its power, you are going to be releasing its power
Tell them where we're going.
on the world.
Or it just happened to be using the lack of
Meet us there.
logical consistency to be like, well, nobody said I couldn't exist.
Uh-oh, I think Capcom syndrome just set in.
Why would you shout in a pipe?
Gotta go see if they're okay.
They're probably dead. You must reach the well-lit room. This is no time to be a selfish idiot.
That's my best
Wouldn't
friend.
the acoustics be better in there?
It'd echo more.
Well, be a fool. I'll use the pipe. I'll meet you at the dam if you make it.
If not, well, whatever, I guess. I like how he's so prepared for that jump, but he still falls over.
At least I didn't have to worry about it.
Anyway, next time on Radical Bromance.